Good morning. It is Thursday, November 15th. For what I've heard around the area, the deer have been on lockdown. So, it's peak breeding right now. I'm in an area that does will frequent, so if there's any good bucks that are on their feet, they're liable to be following these does around. I'm not as close to bedding as I'd like to be, but this is the best setup I've got in here right now, so maybe with a little luck we'll see something. Here after a while I'll probably try some more aggressive calling, try to get a deer's interest if I'm not seeing much. It's 3:20 in the afternoon and I finally saw a second deer of the day over that way. I think it's a doe. Maybe we'll see something. I have a feeling I need to move this tree. I think they're kind of getting on to it. And there's a lot more buck sign if I go farther into the thicker stuff. So if I can find a little open area closer to the thickest bedding, I might be in a better spot to buck hunt, but for now I'm just gonna hunt here until dark. Okay y'all, I'm hunting this spot. I scouted it a week or two ago and found a real nice rub somewhere up here by the highway. But I'm going into this patch of hardwoods. It's got some thick stuff, but also some open stuff. Alright, I can see about 50 yards ahead of me. I'm in this little open spot between some thicket and some more thicket. The more thicket is what's got my interest, because it's a big thicket looking at the map. But I can't go over there because it is private property. I'm in this little patch of public here. It's a no-go tonight. I can't really see much past 20 yards. It's getting too dark to shoot now. Tomorrow's opening day of rifle season. We got a south wind. I've debated coming right back here and climbing a tree, but I'm gonna go home and study the maps for a while and make a decision tonight. So I will see you all back in the tree bright and early, preferably dark and early. Well, good morning, everybody. It is opening day of rifle season. I got the old 30-30 this morning. I think I'm in a pretty good spot. I actually sat here yesterday evening, and I didn't see anything, but I got in here kind of late. I found a fresh bed on the way in here this morning, probably about 30 yards from where I am now. was a shooter. Buck just came through. There's two does headed away, angled quarter away from me. That buck was right in front of me and I didn't see him until he turned and started going after those does. I think it's too late for me to call to him. They're out of sight. It's worth a shot. Okay, it's about 10:30 and I'm gonna pack up and climb down and run down the street and grab me a biscuit. We'll be coming back in here as quick as possible, hunt the rest of the day. I won't be in this tree. It's kind of got a lean to it and it's not very comfortable, at least not for the rest of the day. I also might be going down towards where that deer went off to this morning. Those two does, that good buck and then that little buck, they all ended up taking, I think, the same trail in the same direction. I'd like to go down there and see if there's any more open woods like this where I can climb up and get a good look at things. If not, I'll be back in the same area but in a different tree. So stick with me. I'll be back at it here after my biscuit. So I came into the woods here farther down the road from where I was hunting this morning. It's the second shot I heard in the past minute over on private in front of me. Working my way back towards where I was a little earlier, and I'm gonna try to set up somewhere in here wherever it looks good. It's already starting to look pretty good. Got a drainage right here. This is the tree. Alright, I think I've got a pretty good view from right here. I got the thicket to my right where those deer came along the edge of that thicket this morning. I've got that right here. The wind is kind of coming this way, which is good. I can see through the woods pretty good, even through this privet. Someone just shot into private property across this thicket here. They weren't too far away. I've heard two shots now from the other side of the thicket over my right shoulder. That's about 5 minutes apart. Yeah, I don't know what they're shooting at. I just assume some kind of deer. And this is the way that buck went. This one, so I imagine he's all around this area, chasing does or whatever. No telling if he's been shot or not. So I'm gonna pick me a tree on this fence row here. It comes to a corner, and then I'll be overlooking a big grown-up field. On the other end of the field is some thick, nasty stuff. I actually ran a camera there back in the summer and had a nice 10-point. No telling what happened to that deer, but it seems like there's a bunch of deer in here, a bunch of thick cover, and it's hard to hunt. It's not very climber friendly, not very ground hunter friendly. These briars are head tall. Really got to get up somewhere to see down into them, and there's really nowhere to get a climbing stand, and you're not allowed to leave permanent stands up here on this place. So I'm hoping that this spot just gets overlooked. This is one of the most frustrating things ever. This tree is perfect. It's got cedar trees for cover. I can get right up above those cedars. It is absolutely coated in poison ivy. There's no way I'm ever gonna climb that tree. We got this tree here that'll work. It's covered in poison ivy. You see all those little twigs coming out the side of the trunk? If you look close, there's vines going all down the tree. Doesn't have to have leaves for me to know it's poison ivy. I'm gonna try to get right there. Well, I've got a fairly good view up here. My biggest problem is the little trees in front of me have so many branches, I won't be able to shoot through a lot of it. I can find pockets here and there, but it's going to be difficult, anything straight in front of me. I got a nice wide open area to the right. Liable to see deer out there. And then over to the left, I can't see very good, but I can see just a little bit. The tree that I wanted to get in, like I said, was covered in poison ivy, so this is what I had to make do with. I got way up here just to see up over some of the cedar canopy, and I got so high that my tether is wrapped around 2 limbs instead of 1 trunk, so I'm about as high as I can get right now. Already seen the first deer of the day. Did a little practice aiming, got my crosshairs on her, could have killed her. It's probably about 150 yards out. It looked like a fawn or a small yearling doe. Would have been good eating, easy dragging, but it's early. I'm gonna wait and see if anything else shows up. I just heard a shot towards one of the thickets. Well, they may have missed. Maybe that'll help me out. Maybe some deer will pop out. Oh, God. Sight your gun in first. I just heard the 4th shot. I just heard another shot real close across the creek. That was definitely on public. Well, turns out that doe was the last thing that I saw earlier this afternoon. Heard a total of 6 shots that were close across the thicket somewhere. It was a nice sunset though. And I'll be back in the woods on Thanksgiving morning, so hope y'all stay with me. It'll be soon enough I'll be back after them. So, till next time, thanks for watching.